Hi, I'm Courtney Eckerly here at the Marketing Sherpa Summit in Las Vegas, and with me is Dan Briscoe, who is the VP of Marketing for HCSS. Welcome.
Thanks, Courtney.
So in your session today, you're talking about a pretty unique campaign, I think, especially for your sphere. And you developed it because of a pretty specific problem you were having.
Yeah, actually it was a team of us that developed it, and then the entire marketing team worked on it. But the problem that we were having is we had all these, we have great customers that are doing great projects, really amazing projects, and our software is really helping them. But it's like pulling teeth trying to get those stories out of them. They're busy, you put them in front of lights and a camera and they kind of clam up, and then they don't mind telling it to you one-on-one, but then to get a bunch of them to send it in is difficult. And so we were looking for a way, how do we get these stories out of them, amazing projects that they're doing. These are construction companies, so they're doing some amazing work out there. How do we get more stories about that and find out how our software is helping them? And so that's where we came up with there was a person in our company that kept showing images of, look, they bid this project using our software, and it would be a famous like Tappan Zee Bridge in New York City or something. So he was always showing those images, and so it kind of gave us the idea to run a contest where they're able to put their projects up and compete against each other.
So tell me a little bit about this contest. It was kind of modeled after March Madness, right?
Yeah, it was kind of perfect timing. We were heading into December, so we had all these projects, and we had just purchased the Snap technology, which was interactive content, and they had this bracket, and so heading into March Madness, had this and had the technology, and so it just kind of hit us. This would be really fun to do, is to put the projects against each other in kind of a bracket type competition.
You put it together on a really short timeline.
Yeah, it was worse than it looked, and it wasn't. Again, I couldn't have done it without a really impressive team that comes together. But we had the idea in the middle of December, and we had to launch it at our first users group meeting, which was the end of January. And so over the holidays, and then that's the busiest time of the year for us as marketers, because we're putting together our users group meeting. But yeah, we put it together pretty quickly. They submitted the projects in a month, and then we had to launch at March Madness. So we had to build all the content into Snap App, build a whole website, and so yeah, it was a pretty compressed timeline.
So, and I know that it was so successful for you that you've evolved it for this year, correct?
Yes.
What have you done?
So it was extremely successful. We had 120 projects that were submitted. Our customers loved it. So even after the contest was over, they said, okay, we have new ones we want to submit next year. You're going to run this again. And so, but there was a few learnings that we had. The popular voting was good, but sometimes there was really high quality projects that maybe they didn't do as much on the social media and the popularity side. So we've basically evolved into an entire new campaign called I Build America. So we're trying to take that customer focus that we had, but we're taking it even about 10 times deeper and really looking at how is construction companies impacting America. I mean, they build the infrastructure. When you're drinking water, it's because somebody put a pipeline in and there's a treatment facility somewhere. When you're driving on the road, it's because somebody built those roads and those bridges, and we don't often think about them. And so our owner had the idea, our CEO, he came down and said, I'd like to call it like I Build America. And that was kind of and he's always had this idea. Well, we bought the URL the next morning and we just kind of took off with it. So we're running a whole contest with it. We're doing a lot of video shoots with our customers, showing how their projects are impacting America. We have our own clothing line pretty much now, so it's kind of funny. There's an e-commerce site, and we launched that whole new campaign at our users group meeting a month ago.
Wow, you guys do not like to take your time with
No.
things.
No, I think I have to go home and apologize to a lot of my marketing team. They're starting to get a little burned out, but we like to do things very quickly, and things work pretty well in our space.
So what would you say is your overall takeaway from this campaign?
The focus on the customer, and we've heard it in this conference quite a bit. It sounds good, but if you can really highlight the work that they're doing, there's some marketing in there for you too. I mean, they'll happily talk about how our software helped improve their operations, but it's after they've kind of talked about their company and the work that they're doing. And so it's really that customer focus. Have some fun, use competition, take things that they really care about, and if you can find those things, it makes your marketing a whole lot easier. So, and then user-generated content is key. We never have enough budget as marketers or a big enough team, and so anytime you can get your customers sending you photos and stories and things like that, and they're happy for you to share it, it just makes it much easier on your marketing team.
Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me.
Okay, sure.
And if you would like to see more content, please go to marketingsherpa.com.